Hey everyone, welcome. Steve here, and today I'm going to be doing a quick and easy demonstration on how to make a simple diorama for displaying your Gundam. Now, forgive me if I'm a little disorganized on this whole thing, but I'll try my best to explain it so it's nice and easy to follow along and create your own. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of get my layout set up. So I'm thinking of having a little pocket of trees over here in this corner and another one back here. Might swap this one around. And I think I'm going to put one of these kind of trees in the back corner here. So what I'm using as a base is this Plaque Base that you can get at a craft store. This cost me $3 US at the craft store, and it's 6 by 7, I believe, or around there. You can get much larger ones that will be big enough for like 2 kits, but they get a little more complicated once you get to larger areas where you have to lay out multiple kits and multiple things. So to keep it simple, we'll just do one. So for trees, what I'm using are these tree armaments from Woodland Scenics. I got 2 packs. I got a pack of pine trees, which range from 4 to 6 inches, and I got a pack of these trees, again, like 4 to 6 inches, I think. I'm going to use one of the smaller ones because these could be quite large and take up a lot of space. And to use these, all you do is just start twisting the branches and work your way down the tree, twisting it until you get branches going in all different directions. And on the top, you don't want to point, you want to just bend that so it's nice and flat, so it kind of looks realistic. And one thing I'm going to do is, after I clean up some of these seam lines with a razor, or these mold marks, I'm going to flat coat these just to get rid of the shine of the plastic. You can paint them, but I'm not going to today. So that is that. Once you get your layout, you kind of want to create some sort of map. So I'm just going to trace out a few little features that I'm going to include in this layout. So I'll be using a lot of these little casted rocks. What I've done is I've casted these ahead of time using rock molds, and I'm using a variety of them. I've got this outcropping mold here, which will give you rocks like this, and there's another mold that I have that can give you much smaller rocks like this. So those are better. These are nice and... So I'll be using these to create little rock outcroppings here and there. So now that I've got my rough layout, what I'm going to use is some styrofoam to kind of create a landscape that has curves and hills, kind of, so it doesn't look just like a flat surface. And I'm going to use my little outcroppings here to kind of create different landscapes. One thing you want to avoid are stray edges like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and rough those up. Alright, now's a good time to clean up. And after playing around with it for a bit, I've got a layout that I'm happy with. So I've got a slightly raised area in the center and a couple grooves around the outside. This will get blended in the next step. Right here we've got a little rock outcropping. We've got to soften these edges a bit, but yeah, it's looking good. And I've just added a few little rock mounds here and there just to add some variety to the landscape. And I could create even like larger structures and stuff, but I don't want to make it too complicated. Alright, for my next step I'm going to be using some Sculptamolds, which is this stuff. It is quite amazing. What I use it for is sticking down everything into place and creating a very textured surface, because when it dries it's very bumpy, like an earth surface, so it's great for using as a texture as well as an adhesive. And it's so easy to work with. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a handful, so a bit more. And I'm just going to go ahead and start mixing in some water until I get the correct consistency. It's very easy to mix up, and it doesn't need to be mixed exactly. Alright, so I've got it mixed up, and you want like a consistency of like fluff. And what I'm going to do is throw down a little bit here to be an adhesive. Go ahead and stick that down. Alright, next I'm going to go around the edges and kind of make a transitioned slope, kind of like a hill. And also just spreading it across every surface. And just kind of sculpting it until I get a landscape that I kind of like. And while the Sculpt-A-Mold is still wet, I'm going to go ahead and stick my trees down. And go ahead and work in the bases a little bit. So this is going to take several hours to dry, so I'm going to go ahead and set it aside so that we can work on doing the trees. Now for trees, it's important that you have a large variety of foliage. So what I've got here, I've got medium green foliage clusters, foliage conifer green, light green clump foliage. I've got fine leaf and forest blend. So yeah, I'm going to use a variety of those on these trees just to get a variety, so that all my trees do not look exactly the same. And they all have instructions on the back for how to apply them to certain things. You can use it for ground cover, vines, twigs, and stuff in trees.